Now can you hear me? Alright. Alright, so here we are, week 1, Saints and Bucs. And we would like to go to Atlanta. This is New Orleans Saints Road to Atlanta, starring DJ. I know my subscribers don't know me from Smart Wrestling Alliance, but that's our sister channel, and please check that channel out as well. Okay, and yeah, so we're gonna have to see what happens in week 1, and as we all know, the Saints lost in Minnesota to Minnesota because, as in so many games last year, they had slow starts, and slow starts are not fun. Because you're always playing catch up. With a 39-year-old quarterback this year, shouldn't be, I hope not the case. Not going to be fun. So, it's good? Okay. Yeah, so, let's get started. Sorry, this is my first podcast by myself, so I'm a little nervous. But, so yeah, I think, I'll give you a little preview overall of how the Saints are going to do. I think they will go 13-3. 14-3, sorry. 13-3, yes. They will go 13-3. I think the defense will be, I hope top 10. At least top 15. The offense will always be top 5. It might not start out top 5 without Mark Ingram in there, because I think Drew Brees will have to do more passing, so we'll just have to see how the receivers react. We know Mike Gillislee has joined the team. Jonathan Williams was activated. I just saw on Twitter. He was activated to 53-man roster. Don't know who got cut because of that. And special teams is always a question with the Saints. Kicking with Lutz and Morstead is always great, but coverage and returns of punts are not great. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, let's get started. Week 1, as you can see here, New Orleans Saints Road to Atlanta. Week 1 is Tampa Bay Bucs. We all want to see Drew Brees host his trophy at the end of the year, so I hope he can. And I'm going to start week 1 off, like I'm going to start every week off, with the injury report. First, as you can see, we have number 74, Jamon Bushrod for the Saints. He is not injury-related, hurt. I don't know why he's not playing, but that's okay. Next, we have Andrews Pete, who's been off and on injury his whole career as a Saint. He has a quad injury. So yeah, we'll have to see if he gets any better. I know they did put another guy on the roster to help out with that. Next, we have for the Bucs, we have Vita Vea. He has a calf injury. We also have Devon Smith, who has a knee injury. Evan Smith, who has a hip injury. And MJ Stewart, the cornerback from North Carolina, who got drafted, looks like second round, number 53 selection, is got a foot injury, so he will not be playing as well. All right. As we all know, Drew Brees does this before every game. Likes to get the team pumped up. This is just the offense in there with them. So yeah, they've been top 5 the whole year. They've been top 5 for the last few years. So yeah, got some stats for you. Rushing as a team, we had over 2,000 yards. Passing, we had over 4,000 yards by Drew Brees. Drew Brees has been doing 4,000 yards for 7 or 8 years in a row now. So it's like if he doesn't do 4,000 yards, something's wrong with him. Receiving, we had over 4,300 yards. So yeah, first downs, total we had 332 first downs. yeah, we had 23 rushing touchdowns. We had 23 receiving touchdowns. And Drew Brees had 23 touchdowns last year. 8 interceptions, 1.5 a game. 20 got sacked 20 times last year. And quarterback rating, Drew Brees had 536 attempts for 386 completions, 23 touchdowns, and 4,334 yards. For his career, he has completions, he has over 6,000 for his career, attempts over 9,000, yards over 70,000, completion percentage over 66.9%. 66.9% completion. A rating of 96.8. Touchdowns, he has 488. Longest of 98. Interceptions, 228. And fumble, 100. 100 fumbles. Next, we have Mark Ingram. Very good player. He's only about 700-something yards away from breaking Deuce McAllister's all-time leading rushing record. Even with the 4 games being missed, I still think he could do it. Last year, he had 230 attempts for 4.9 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 1,124 yards. So, yeah, he's not playing the first 4 weeks, but I just wanted to put him out there because everybody knows him and likes him. Next, we have your most favorite guy in the offense, probably, Mike Thomas, who made the Pro Bowl in his first season, with 104 receptions, first 2 seasons, 104 receptions last year for 12 yards average on each reception, 5 touchdowns, and 1,245 yards. He's played in 31 games, he's targeted 2,000 times, 12.2 yards catch. Average was 46. Fumbles lost, he's at 14. First downs, he's at 132. 2 fumbles, not 14. Touchdowns, 14 touchdowns. First downs, he's at 132 first downs, so that's a lot for your first 2 years. So yeah, he's been very productive, and I think in a couple weeks when we play Atlanta, he'll shred that defense. But I'll leave that for another week. I think he'll shred the defense on Sunday. I really hope he does with the other players that I'm going to talk about. Next, we have a newcomer that we picked up in the 3rd round, pick 91 of UCF, Trey Smith. So that's Central Florida, if you don't know that. He did not too bad. He did really well in the preseason. Trey Smith in college had 59 touchdowns last year with 59 touchdowns with 1,171 yards, average of 19.8 per carry, longest of 79. So yeah, 59 touchdowns. So that was his receiving stats. He also had a few rushes, about 5 rushes, 23 yards, 4.6 average, longest of 15, and one touchdown. So, do I think he'll have many rushes? They might put a few plays in there to do a jet sweep or something, but I think Ted Ginn Jr. is going to do a little more of that. I just think with this offense, anybody can catch a pass. We've seen Drew Brees throw it to 7 or 8 different guys a game. So, yeah. Next, we have your number 20 guy. Number 20 in the rank of NFL's top 100, Alvin Kamara. So, yeah, he was the offensive player of the year for the Saints. He's played in all 16 games. 120 rushes for 728 yards, 6.1 yards a carry. 74 is his longest. He's lost 8 fumbles, one fumble, sorry. 8 touchdowns and 40 first downs. For receiving, he's had 81 yards, 81 receptions, targets 100, 826 yards, 10.2 average, and the long of 40. One of my favorite receptions of the year that I was in the dome for was the Washington Redskins game when we had to score 22 points in the fourth quarter. But it was just amazing how he did not drop that ball. I thought he dropped it, but he didn't, and it was just amazing how he bobbled it into the end zone, basically. He's an amazing guy. When you think he's out of bounds, he finds a way to not step out of bounds. It's just amazing. I think he's going to be like a version of Darren Sproles. Very elusive, not run through the tackles type, but more of your screen passing guy. Maybe a little through the tackles for the first couple weeks. I don't know with Mike Gillislee there. So we'll just have to wait and see. Next, we're going to move to the defense with Cam Jordan. He has done a lot. For his career, he's played in 112 games. Combined tackles, he's had 361. Total tackles, that was total tackles, 240. Assists, he's had 121 assists. 240 total, 121 assists. Sacks, he's had 9. Fumble recoveries, he's had 8. He's lost 9. He's had 9, so it's 2 interceptions for 6 yards. He's also had 6, he's had a couple of stuffs too with, stuffed yards, which is, yards after the carry. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage, he's had about 33 of those for 72 yards. Just crazy. I don't know what to do with him. I hope Alex Okafor or somebody can help him on the other side, just so he gets double teamed and somebody else can do something. Here with 5. Sorry, that's another guy. Vaughn Bell had 62 solo tackles last year, 83 combined tackles, 21 assists tackles, and 4.5 sacks. That is very good for a guy who plays cornerback or safety. So yeah, he's played in 32 games, 170 combined, 47 assist tackles, 132 combined tackles, 4 sacks. So it's crazy. He has 1 fumble recovered, 6 pass defended, 4 stuffs, 9 stuff yards behind the line of scrimmage. So yeah, he's a good player when he's healthy. Last year wasn't so good, but you had Lattimore and a couple other guys helping him out. Ken Crawley, Kurt Coleman. So yeah. Next we have our favorite player. I don't have him on here, I'm sorry to say. I forgot to put him on here, but Marshawn Lattimore. And Marshawn Lattimore, Defensive Rookie of the Year, with 1 touchdown, 18 passes defended, 5 interceptions for 85 yards. He's just a stud. If you're a big Saints fan, and we all hate Atlanta, the Atlanta game in the Dome, he caught that pass on his butt, basically, and that was just amazing. He's played in 13 games, 52 combined tackles, 43 assists and 9 solo tackles, 1 sack, 5 passes defended, 85 stuffs for 17 stuff yards. 5 interceptions for 85 yards. He has 1 touchdown, 4 passes defended. He's just crazy. Marshawn Lattimore is a great player. I hope we have so many great players on this defense that good players like Nate Stupar had to get cut. Nate Stupar can play special teams too, so it was very surprising to see him get cut. You got guys like A.J. Klein, Manti Te'o. We got a great defense this year that if we just have a top 15 or higher defense, I'm pretty sure Drew Brees will find ways to score in games. I hope we average over 20 points a game, like 25 or more points a game, so we can hopefully, and the defense takes the ball away a couple more times a game, so we'll just have to wait and see how good this defense actually can be. Next, before I get to the Bucs, we do have special teams with your very own Wil Lutz. He 31 made field goals last year with 36 attempted, so he only missed 5, which isn't bad at all. Longest of a 53-yarder. He is a very good kicker. Everybody speaks highly of him. Sean Payton, Drew Brees. If you're in a jam and you need a long field goal, 40 or more yards is pretty impressive. 30 of 39, he was 4 of 5. 40 of 49, he was 13 of 16. 50-plus yards, he was 4 of 5. So he only missed one 50-yarder, which is amazing to make 4 50-yarders in a year. Extra points made, 47 with 50 attempted, so he missed 3, which is kind of... It's not as surprising as it has been in years past because it's moved back to like a 21-yarder now. So 94% is not bad for a field goal kicker. Would like to see that improve though. Next, I will talk about the Saints' opponent, the Bucs. We have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who we don't know too much about Ryan Fitzpatrick. He was with the Bucs last year, but we saw him just for a little bit in the game after he got kicked out for the little fiasco with Mike Evans and Lattimore. That's going to be an intriguing matchup on Sunday. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But Ryan Fitzpatrick over his career has 2,411 completions for with over 4,039 attempts, 26,991 yards, completion percentage of 59.7, average of 6.6, actually basically 6.7 average per pass. So yeah, he's 136 interceptions, not too many, touchdowns, 173 with the longest of 98 yards. He has 66 fumbles and a rating of only 79.8, which isn't great, but isn't bad either. Drew Brees only has a 96.7 rating, which is a lot better than 79.9. So we'll have to wait and see how good he is this year with a little more practice and with the receivers. So I think the Saints are going to have not their hands full, but Mike Evans and those receivers are always a tough matchup. Next, we have your very own Mike Evans. As we all know, last year he got in a little scuffle with Marshawn Lattimore, but last year he had 71 receptions for 1,001 yards and 5 touchdowns. He can be a dynamic receiver, but the only bad news is the Bucs don't have too many other options, so you can almost double team him and not let other guys try to beat you. I don't think Vincent Jackson's with the Bucs anymore, so that's another weapon they lost. But the thing the Saints always have trouble with is running backs. I want to see how they defend the run. They've done in the preseason. They've kind of shocked me defending the run, but couldn't defend the pass too well in the preseason. I know we weren't doing schemes in the preseason. We weren't doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the preseason, but Peyton Barber last year had 108 attempts for 423 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. That's not a lot, but he will get a lot more touches without Doug Martin on the roster this year. So he is the primary running back. I'd like to see if they use 2 or 3 running backs. Like we probably will. The Saints will probably use up to 3. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens on Sunday. Yeah, so now this is a picture. If you don't know who it is, it's the Buccaneers defense. I would like to let y'all know a few stats about the Bucs defense. Even though they're not great against other teams, whenever two NFC South opponents come together, it's always seems to be a tough matchup. We did win the first matchup 30-10 last year, but we already clinched the playoffs, and it was the last game of the year on New Year's Eve last year, and Drew Brees didn't play long because we didn't really want him hurt for the playoffs, obviously. So it was kind of weird because we thought the Bucs would just kind of not play too well and try and get a bigger draft pick, higher draft pick, but they played to win, which was kind of nice to see. We didn't win that game. We lost like 24-16 or something like that. But on defense, the Buccaneers have 817 solo tackles for 239 assists for total tackles were over 1,056. 22 sacks. They did have 21 forced fumbles, 1 touchdown. They 13 interceptions, not that many. 3 touchdowns, 3 block kicks. It's gonna be interesting to see. You know, I did watch the Atlanta Falcons and Philadelphia game, 2 better defenses than the Bucs, but it's just gonna be interesting to see if the Saints come out sloppy or if the Bucs defense is sloppy at first. I hope it's not like that. I hope it's 2 really good offenses fighting against 2 really good defenses. We know the Bucs aren't a great defense, like I said earlier, but I just hope. I mean, you know, a lot of starters don't play in the preseason. If you're kind of hurt, you don't play. So week 1 and week 1's basically like the first quarter. I've told people at where I work that it might be a dress rehearsal with a couple touchdowns here and there. You might see a few more punts the first week. I hope not. I hope it's a great matchup. We'll just have to wait and see. It's real football. It's not preseason anymore. I've been waiting since February for real football. I'm not much in the preseason. I did watch the preseason. We did very well against San Diego. Wil Lutz did a, not Wil Lutz, sorry. Tamison Hill did he did a fake punt. That was awesome to see. So yeah, we might have some new wrinkles in there. I hope that this game is really interesting. It'll be awesome to see a full dome. The Saints had the second and last preseason games this year. So the second, it was pretty full, but the last one wasn't. It was kind of just sitting there watching. A few good plays here and there. Tamison Hill did really well in the last preseason game. I think he will be a good quarterback in the future. I'm really glad to see Teddy Bridgewater as our backup. Just in case, I don't want to jinx anything. In case Brees gets hurt, it's not going to happen. I believe in our offensive line. He only got sacked 20 times last year. Drew Brees does not get sacked that often because he'll throw the ball away instead of taking a bad play 5 yards or 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be deafening. I just hope we're seeing this at the end of the year. Drew Brees hosting the trophy in Atlanta. That would be awesome. In the Mercedes-Benz Dome. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, that's my week 1 predictions. And full season predictions. It was great chatting with y'all. It's fun. I will have a review. I will go live with the review Monday afternoon, probably around 7 or 8 o'clock. For after work, a review of this game, and next Saturday, a little bit later though, after the LSU game. I will after after the LSU Auburn game, I will have an update, and I will preview the LSU game. So if you'd like to check out, it'll be a little extra tidbit before I start the Saints Browns preview. So if you want to check out a little college football, I highly hope they can beat number 9 Auburn. That would be awesome. And we'll just have to wait and see on that. So until next week, please subscribe, like this video, hit the subscribe button so you are subscribed and you are subscribed, and hit that notifications button so I can inform you when I have videos and live events coming on to the channel. Like I said, I'll be doing this every week, so please check it out. And I'll probably be going live on Wednesday nights for Thursday night games. I'll still be going live Saturday for Sunday and Monday games. So please check it out. And until next week.